channel. Thank you so much for coming to hang out and talk about yet another new holiday release. This one is from Kat Von D. It is the Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette. As you can see, this thing is huge. I have trouble even getting the whole thing in the frame. Just for comparison, I'll show you next to the shade and light how much longer it is. They are about, I think, the same depth and the same width. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what is on the inside. So I did pick this palette up within like an hour of it releasing because I was so excited about this release. You know how on Instagram they do like sneak peeks of stuff all the time? As soon as I saw what was on the inside, you know, a few months back, I was like, that is a holiday palette that I have to get. So I was really, really excited to pick this up and was watching Sephora's website until it released, and then I got it as soon as it did. So I have been playing with it for a few weeks. I think I've had it maybe 3 weeks now, and I am in love with this palette. Just to tell you right off the bat, it is totally worth the money. This is $60. Again, it's at Sephora. I'll put a link below. I'm not affiliated or anything, but I just think that it's an amazing palette, and if this is something you're interested in, I would get your hands on it because these holiday palettes from Kat Von D sell out quick. So what I really love about it is the variety of colors. Like, I have a ton of eyeshadow, but this palette gives me colors that I don't even have in my collection. Like this fringe shade and this feather shade, like I do not have anything like those. This tinsel, I don't have like a strong silver like this. Ignite, I don't have a blue like that. Like there's just so many colors in here that I actually don't have in my collection, and I think that they're amazing. So there are those. So now I'm not probably going to use all of these colors very often, you know, like these darker ones I'm not going to use very much, but most of the palette, like from here to here, plus this one, I'm probably going to use a lot. I already have been using a lot. I have been using all of these, but these are the ones that I'm like, I don't like the looks that I do as much with these because I just don't like those really dark eyes. And these shadows are so pigmented. You can just barely tap your brush in and you're going to get a ton of pigment. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the shades that you get. You are actually getting 9 Metal Crush shades, which is her metallic formula, and then you're also getting 13 of the matte eyeshadows. These are all very soft and buttery. They blend easily, but you have to be really careful with how much you're putting on your brush because, like I said, they are extremely pigmented and they can take a little while to blend out, especially if you get too much, which it's easy to get too much, but because they do just glide onto your brush. And again, they have such great pigmentation, as you'll see in the swatches here. So in this row of swatches, what you're seeing is Nebula. That's the first, like, very dark, beautiful, vibrant blue. And then you have Watt, which is just this gorgeous kind of emerald sea kind of green color. And then you have Ignite, which is a very, what I think of as like a very Caribbean mermaidy kind of color. And then Tinsel, this is a very vibrant, very pigmented silver. You do have a lot of chunky glitter in this one, and I have had some experience with fallout. So you may want to use a glitter glue unless you go in really lightly with this one. But I do really like this tinsel shade to go over some of the mattes. It will just kind of transform some of your other colors if you go in really lightly. But because it is so pigmented, if you go in like with a typical pressure that you would use on your brush, then it will just kind of cover the other color. So if you go in with a really light hand on top, it can kind of transform the shade. Glitz is another one that you can do that with, and this doesn't have the chunky glitter. It's just a gorgeous like perfect champagne metallic-y kind of color. Twinkle is another one that I absolutely love for like popping in the middle, the center of the lid. It's this gorgeous light purple, you know, lavender kind of shade. And then Volt is this very nice you know, pigmented. They're all pigmented, but Volt is this very nice, beautiful, deep purple shade with that gorgeous sheen to it. And then you have your bronzy brown with some reddish undertones and Synergy. This is another gorgeous shade. And then Flash, you have this very like fall leaves kind of yellow color, like yellowy, orangey gold. And as you can see, it also has that beautiful sheen. So here are the matte swatches. So first, this one actually didn't fit at the end here, so I put it by my wrist. And this is that velvet shade, which is that beautiful kind of purpley maroon sort of color. And then this next one is going to be the one just under Nebula, which is Linen. And that, as you can see, is a stark white. I really like that to highlight the brow bone area. And then this next one is Jet. It is a very nice black. I wouldn't say it's the best black I've ever seen, but as I've said before, I don't really use blacks except for eyeliner, so I don't really mind that. And then this next one is Velour, which is a beautiful deep blue. Next one is Stone, which looks like a stone. It's a beautiful gray with like a little bit of a brown undertone, so I do really like that. And then this next one, this forest green color, is called Moss. And that one in the palette, it's a little bit chalky. I'm not crazy about how that one blends out. I've kind of had some problems working with that one, but it's not a color that really is great on my skin tone or with my eye color anyway. Next one is this beautiful purple. This is called Ribbon. It is one of my favorite of the darker shades. Next one, this is Silk. It feels like silk. It's like one of the softest ones in the palette. It's beautiful, this pinky kind of rose undertoned lavender color. It's just beautiful. And this is another of my favorite colors. I use both of these in the crease. This is called Fringe. It's a beautiful pinky kind of peach corally kind of color. It's just gorgeous. And then this next one here is called Feather, and that is a beautiful pale yellow, and I don't have anything like these in my collection really. This one is Oak, which is that beautiful dark, you know, kind of deep brown. It's really nice for the outer corner or also smudging out the lash line. The shade is called Suede. It's kind of it's almost a peachy toned taupe. It's a very pretty, you know, light brown shade, another great one for the crease. And then this one is called Bone, and it's a bone color. It's kind of a beigey white. So that one is really great. If I want to do like a colorful look, I will start with this all over the lid, and it just kind of gives my look a nice base so that it doesn't get too crazy. So I do love that one. So for $60, you're getting all of this product. You're getting a total of, again, 13 matte eyeshadows and 9 of the Metal Crush shades. Obviously, the Metal Crush shadows are significantly smaller than her full size, but those do, you know, the full size do retail for $20 a piece. And considering that most of us who watch YouTube videos and who buy palettes like this are pretty avid makeup collectors, most of us are not going to go through a full-size shadow, so I think this is a great way to try a lot of amazing colors in that formula. And then, of course, the mattes are great as well. Some of you guys may know I didn't love the Shade and Light palette. Like, I don't feel like those are super easy to blend. And in general, I don't think Kat Von D's shadows are as easy to blend as, say, Urban Decay or Too Faced, but they are still really great shadows, and if you have like a few extra minutes to work with it, then it's, you know, it'll pay off. So this is just a wonderful, wonderful palette. I think the value that you get in here, it's $60 for a total of 22 shades. So this is a very nice deal. This is a palette that just makes me feel inspired. Every time I pull it out, I'm really excited. It's one of those palettes that makes me like want to get up in the morning just so that I can do my makeup. And that's like a really great palette to have, because sometimes there are mornings you just don't want to get out of bed, and this like helps to motivate me to do that. So I just think this is such a wonderful palette, and I really recommend it. I'm almost tempted to get like a second one just because I love it so much, but I know I'll never get through this as much as I do love it. It's like one of those palettes that you just, oh, you dream about, you know. The colors are so beautiful. There's so many things that you can do with it. I've done like smoky looks with these darker colors, which like I said, I don't like as much just because I don't really like the whole dark look. But I've done a lot with these like pastels here in the middle, and a lot with these like browns and maroons and kind of fall colors. So this part of the palette, I'm just like, oh, I love it. Okay, so I've been kind of raving about this palette. There are a couple cons to it. One is the size. I mean, that's a pro and a con. You are getting like a ton of product for the price, and it's so versatile. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that's going to use all of the shades in here. I think we all kind of have our own preferences towards cool tones or warm tones or lighter tones, darker tones. I just think that this is a great palette, except for it is a little bit cumbersome to hold because of the size. It has a mirror, which is nice that they included that. But because the palette's so big, I don't like to use this mirror. I would rather hold it like this and then look in a mirror, you know, at my vanity or in the bathroom or whatever. So that would be really my only con, is just the size, but I can't complain about that, because the size is because we're getting so much product. So it is a wonderful palette, wonderful value. If you're only gonna get one palette this holiday season, this is the one that I would recommend hands down. So that is everything that I can think of. Please let me know if you have gotten this palette, or if you're planning to get this palette, what your favorite colors in here are. I love it so much. Again, I highly recommend it. I would definitely say get it. Don't skip it. It's gonna be gone. You know, this is limited edition. It's not gonna last forever. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.